Hi guys, we're back in romance territory with this week's book, The Mystery Chef, which is the second book in the series I'm writing. Here's an excerpt from the second half of chapter 1. When my alarm goes off at 6:30 in the morning, I swipe it off on my phone and lie in bed for a moment trying to will my eyes to open. I know I probably have a zillion messages to check though, so I only take a moment before I open my apps and start reading. I keep on going through my notifications as I get up, get dressed, and make Grace's lunch. By the time I get her up at 7 a.m., I almost wish I'd never gotten out of bed. My feed has blown up, and it's not for a good reason, although my last video was pretty popular. No, it's because of my arch rival. I don't know why having a nemesis is so popular, but fans seem to love rivalries. Just look at Taylor Swift and Katy Perry, or Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. People love to see hate, and there's been a bounty placed on my head. There's an old-fashioned cream-colored wanted poster with my masked face in the center. Written across the top of it is, in parentheses, joke, find out who the mystery chef is and get a spot in my next vid. The only problem is I know it's not a joke when it comes from King. His full name is Benny King, although he usually only goes by his last name. His tagline is super annoying too. Only the best for the king. All chefs have ego, but King has it in spades. I never knew why he wanted to pick on me. He has 3 times the amount of followers that I do, but perhaps it makes sense that someone so insecure would try to find someone else to punch down on. Rumor has it that he was searching to get his own TV network deal, but it fell through because he's a pain in the ass to work with. No one's offered me a TV spot, but again, I'm small peanuts compared to him. I get a few ad deals a month, and that's good enough for me. I've only been doing this a year and a half and already have over 30,000 followers. Maybe he's worried I'll surpass him. I'm not worried at all. Everything that's happened to me has seemed like fantastic good luck for a side hustle. These videos started out on a whim, and while they've gotten to be a big part of my routine, my real life is here in Bobbins. No matter how big a name I become, I'll never get rid of my mask. I can't do that to my daughter. She's already got a tough gig with me being a single mom, but she's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not going to toss that all away for some fleeting recognition. I'm glad for the income, but that's all this is. Mommy, why are you so quiet? Grace asked me as I plonked down a plate of buttered toast in front of her. I realized that even if I'm not staring at my phone, all I can think about is that post by King. Although this is part of my job, I swore when I started doing it that it would never interfere with my time with Grace. Forcing a smile, I tell her, "No reason, sweetheart, just a few things on my mind. What's on the agenda for today?" She wrinkles her nose. School. Laughing, I grab the hairbrush and start straightening up the mess that is on her head. "Ouch!" she complains. "There are enough knots here to tie up all the ships in the ocean." "Pigtails or ponytails?" I ask her. She shakes her head. "Loose." "Okay." I love doing her hair. It's a great mother-daughter moment each morning that I never had with my own mom. I know at some point soon that she'll tell me that she doesn't need me to do her hair, but I'm hoping it's not soon. I'll miss it. After breakfast, we brush our teeth together, and then there's a knock on the front door. "I'll get it," she yells, running to the door. She struggles with the lock, which sticks, and I eventually take over and open the door. It's Hazel and Mateo, 2 neighborhood kids who have been best friends with Grace since they were old enough to walk. "Hi, Ms. D," they both say politely as Grace grabs for her jacket, hat, and boots. "Hi, kids." Just as my absent-minded daughter is about to run out the door, I call out, "Wait, sweetheart," and hand her her backpack. She laughs at herself and puts it on. "Have a good day," I call. With the door closed behind the child whirlwind that is my daughter and her friends, I lean back against it and sigh. This morning calls for more coffee to brace myself, then I'll dive into my messages. The one thing I won't do is rise to King's bait and respond. The only way to deal with a bully is to ignore him. Hopefully, it works just as well with adult bullies, too. Katie will hopefully be able to stand up to the bullying, but what will she do when a handsome newcomer to town turns out to be a reporter intent on finding out who the mystery chef really is? Next week, I'll be tackling the last book of this 3-book series. Tune in tomorrow to find out whose story I'll be telling next in the small town of Bobbins.